how are you today? Glad you are here. If you are new here, my name is Stephanie and this is Down Home with the Coonrod Clan. Today I'm going to kind of do a chatty video. I know I chat a lot, but today I just wanted to take a couple minutes and just talk with you all. I actually was about to go film for the day. Like I had a set topic that I have all planned out and have done, done all the work to prepare for, and I just laid it aside because on my heart was not was not that topic. I just wanted to talk to you and tell you what life has been these last couple days, because there's just been a couple things that have happened that are new for me, and I wanted to share with you just in case you're walking through a similar journey as I am. If you don't already know this, I am a stay-at-home mom, or I guess I should say homemaker, because all of my kids are school-aged. So I am now, this is the first season of my life in 16 years that I am a homemaker. Again, I don't know if I can use the term stay-at-home mom because my kids are at school at the moment. None of them are homeschooling. We have discussed and talked about homeschooling. That might be on the horizon, but at least right now, for this season right now, they are all at school. So I am discovering a new life and routine in my home of really establishing a home when they're not always here. And that sounds so weird because I'm so used to, and I love the loudness that they bring. I love the chitter chatter. I love listening to them play. I love it. I love it all. And yes, there are aspects, and I shouldn't say it's all lovey, 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 because there are aspects and days that when you have, little ones underneath your feet at times, it can be hard and challenging to get things done. But for me, it's been 16 years of my life that I have had children with me. So it has been, a bit of a change. So I am utilizing this time to really make our house into a home. Another aspect is we moved about 7 months ago. So we're still making roots where we've moved. So part of that making a house a home is creating new routines in this new environment. Now, not necessarily all new routines. We've always been kind of a structured family of like, this is what we do at this time. This is what you do when you get home. So we've always had a routine or a schedule, but it's different in this space. I mean, this is okay, you hang your coat here, you put your water bottle here, it's just a different space, so you have to create a different routine. So I'm trying to set up our home so that it's workable and functional for our family. Going back to, I know I'm talking about this new season, but one thing that happened yesterday to me that was very new and felt very strange was I went to the library. I went just me to the library. I didn't have any children with me at the library. It was so weird. I actually went to all I didn't go to the kiddo section. I went to the adult books, the nonfiction books. I had never done this before. It's been, again, 16 years of always going to the children's section. So I'm perusing all these Bible study books. I did go in looking for one particular book that I was looking for, and I ended up getting about 15 books. I was like a kid in a candy store. Oh my goodness, I could read this one. I could read this one. I could read this one. Oh, this one looks fantastic. But there was also this part of me that felt guilty. I felt guilty as a mom going to the library without my children. And this is something, this mom guilt is something I am experiencing quite a bit in this phase, both loneliness and mom guilt, because I am trying to discover a new way of doing things without my children at home. And if you are in that phase, I understand. I truly do. I now know, like, I'm not an empty nester yet, but I can just somewhat understand, somewhat, again, I'm not an empty nester yet, but understanding a little bit of what that could feel like. Because, I mean, my kids are only out of the home for a few hours, and still I'm like, it's so quiet in here. Or like, and this is why I'm so thankful for YouTube, because I can talk. Like normally I'm talking to my children or doing things with them. And so it's just a new way of doing life that I'm still learning to do. Another aspect of all of this is, and I kind of mentioned this, is I have been able to do YouTube with all of this. I have been able now in this phase of life to film in a quiet setting. And I'm both thankful for that, but at the same time, I prefer to film when they're home because I don't know, anyway, I know it doesn't make sense, but I love having my kids home. Whenever they get home, it's just like a joyous life that enters into our home. It makes it a home. All of these things that I'm doing, all of the things that I'm baking, and all the candles that I'm lighting, and all of the blankets that I'm putting around, I'm doing it for them. So I love that they are coming in and enjoying it. Anyway, that was a little bit of a rabbit trail. Going back to this whole thing with YouTube. Like, YouTube has opened up such a world for me, and in a good way. I not only have been able to learn how to communicate better, and I still have a long way to go. I still am a very poor communicator. I realize that. So again, I appreciate all of your mercy and grace as I'm learning this skill. This is something that I am learning to do, and hopefully with time and with practice, I will get better and better. With YouTube, it has opened up a window of hearing a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily listen to. So in our home, I do like an array of music. I love oldies. I actually myself love Christian rap and things like that. And in high school, I would listen to an array of music. So I have an eclectic group of songs in my head. From 50 Cent to Eminem to Shania Twain to Dixie Chicks to, I don't know, Elvis. Like, I have a whole range. Now, I'm not promoting any of those people, and some of their songs are horrid. And that's actually what I'm going to be talking about, is the music, some of the music put out on YouTube is absolutely horrific. And I guess I was a little bit sheltered to that. Like, I was aware that there was bad music out there. Yes, fully. But it's so interesting to see how Satan just worms his way into music. He worms his way into some of these songs, and because they're catchy lingos or catchy beats, these kids or adults are singing them, yet their messages are horrible. I mean, anything that is promoting hate, rebellion, depression, jealousy, sex before marriage, those are all things that we should not be, as Christians, listening to or promoting. And if I do promote a song on one of my shorts or something, and it is a bad song, please hear my heart. That is so not my intention. I try to preview the songs that I personally put on there. But sometimes the short, I don't listen to all the songs and things like that. But again, mercy and grace. For me, it's not surprising that we have a generation of kids that are incredibly entitled and are incredibly rude, and who are incredibly, think that they know best, and they, can do what makes them feel happy. This whole concept of my feelings are more important than the truth of God. Like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And we as Christians have to be putting a stand and saying no and setting a boundary to this. My 12 and 11-year-old were innocently singing a song that they had heard somewhere, and it wasn't a great song. And I did need to kind of step back because I realized I knew this song, and I also know that I now, as a married woman, know what that song was talking about, but they do not. Now, some would say, okay, well, that song is grooming them so that it was like kind of sexual, but it wasn't sexual, if that makes sense. It wasn't like, it was a hidden message. Just like there's a lot of hidden messages, even in oldies songs. You just don't hear them unless, again, you are a married person and know the in and outs of intimacy. You wouldn't really know the meaning. Anyway, they're singing this, and I had to take a second. I just prayed, like, Lord, give me wisdom in this situation, because I didn't know whether to have them continue singing it and have those words in my home, or if I should stop and say, hey guys, let's listen to something else. Now, in that moment, I did, again, quick prayer. I didn't make it a big deal. I just turned on a different song. Like, it was just like they were singing it, and I just really quick turned on Little Boo Thing. Like, it was just like still something that they enjoy to move to, dance to, sing to, but it wasn't a bad song per se. Now, some of you might say Little Boo Thing is a bad song. I like it. So I don't know. I don't think there's any messages in that it's bad. I realize I just might have given a bad example. I mean, my point is that as adults and as Christians, we really set the tone of what we deem as acceptable. As parents, we should be setting the tone for our home and setting boundaries for our home. Other homes might have different boundaries and standards, but our homes, our children should know what is acceptable in our homes and what isn't acceptable in our homes. Again, I'm not here to tell you what is right in your home or wrong in your home. For our home, though, we don't allow TikTok or Snapchat. Those are just not things that we want in our home. Now, obviously, YouTube has come into our home, but there is a limit, and we even have set parental limits on YouTube. YouTube, you can have like a child setting. You know, some of my videos don't even pop up on my children's tablets. Even some of my videos that are more, you know, my husband and I talking or something like that, won't show up on my children's tablets because my husband and I have taken the time and energy to set parameters on their tablets. I mean, it's parental controls. I mean, if you don't know how to do that, learn how to do that. We do have a big impact on that. I have talked to my children about why they can't have TikTok and Snapchat. And I have one daughter who doesn't care and will do whatever she wants to do. That's a different story. But I have another daughter who completely gets it. And she understands that, you know, mom's not telling me that I can't do this because she hates me or, you know, she wants to make my life miserable. Hardly. I love her and I want to protect her heart and her mind from certain things. And again, as parents and as Christians, we shouldn't be just giving in to what the world is trying to tell us and our children. We shouldn't just give in just because it's popular. We should be saying, look, I'm not going to do that because, and then use that as a teaching opportunity for our children, and they can see, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. So anyway, that's just my thought. That's what has been on my mind lately. That's what I've been up to. I've been homesteading a lot. Oh, I'm going to add one more thing in. I know every time I think I'm going to wrap up, I don't. I have one more thought that just pops in my head. We also finally started our seedlings for our garden. So we have, and I keep looking in that direction because all our seedlings are over by our window in our kitchen. But we have a lot of seedlings that we started. I haven't made a video of that yet. It's in the works, but hopefully I'll take you on the journey with us as we start from scratch a garden. This will be our first time having a garden in our new home. And so, yeah, we got to start from scratch. So you will be coming along on that journey with us. Again, that video is not made yet, but it will be. It'll be coming out in the next few weeks. So on that note, if you are new around the block, please subscribe. You can get all the latest videos when they come out, and that does help me on my end. I know that sounds selfish, but it does. In the YouTube world, until you have 1,000 subscribers, which is a heck of a lot of subscribers, you don't get monetized. So that's just a side note. It does help me out. Whether or not you are actually watching my videos or not, it is helpful. And that goes for any YouTube channel. If you're going on any YouTube channel regularly just to see their content, you really should subscribe. Actually, I have a video about YouTube etiquette. I need to get that out. That reminded me, I have another video to work on. So on that note, I do have videos that I need to go edit and work on. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you for joining me on this chatty life update time. I'd love to get to know you, my viewers, more. Comments for me help to see who's out there. So I can't see who has subscribed, but comments I can see the name of who writes a comment. So comments are great because then I can see, oh, that is that person, and I can write back, especially if it's someone I know. Recently, the other day, someone made a comment, and it just warmed my heart because it was someone that both my husband and I know, and it was just kind of cool to have them make a comment. Just nice and kind, and really it makes you miss those people that were once so close in your life, and God has a way of weaving people in and out, and technology is awesome because you can still kind of stay woven with those people even after you've moved. So anyway, that was like a long ending. Sorry guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.